Yeah, good, thank you, mate. Massive game to come at the weekend. All the boys have been talking about this being a semi-final, effectively, as you go through the gears toward the end of the championship. Just tell me how you and the squad have been shaping up.
No, as you said, is a massive game. It's a hugely important game. It's our second game here at Twickenham, so I'm massively pumped, massively excited, and it's a great opportunity for us to hopefully show some growth within this team.
Few changes to the England team, including Sam Simmons coming back in for Alex Dombrandt, Joe Marchant back into the side. What do you make of the England team, and what are you guys hoping to achieve and pull off, just maybe in terms of your style and your approach to such a difficult opposition?
Oh well, we just want to win the game. I think that probably goes without saying. We wanna be forthright with our actions, be decisive, and play with a lot of conviction. I fully back the team to do such.
Only, I think, 4 players, you included, who actually started a year ago in Dublin. So effectively 11 changes. Is there anything from last season that's still in anybody's mind, or just tell me about treating this game perhaps as its own one-off entity, if that's the case?
I guess Ireland, they're obviously a talented team, a well-coached team, a team that know their detail and know how they want to play the game. So, of course, there's elements of the game previously in which you can look at and refer to, but they've also grown. They've also gotten better in this period. So, we're not playing the same Ireland team that we played a year ago.
And just finally from me, we've heard from the RFU today about how the Ukrainian flag will go out either side of the England and the Ireland flags pre-match, all of the fundraising that's going to go on pre-match and beyond. I mean, it's applause in the build-up to the game. Could you maybe, from a player's point of view, give us a feeling about the huge backdrop that's happening and the image and hopefully the message being sent beyond rugby and beyond sport almost this weekend?
Yeah, I think there's some things which are bigger than sport. What's going on in Ukraine at the moment is incredibly sad. No one really wants to see that happen, and all the support that we could potentially give to the Ukraine and the people who are being troubled by this war. I think we'll try and do such. It's incredibly sad situation, and we hope that a peaceful resolution is found.
Appreciate your thoughts on that, and good luck at the weekend.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Russ. Michael Glennon, please.
Hi, Maro. How's it going?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Good. Not so bad. James Ryan was talking during the week about the verbals from the English pack over the last few years and how it's very noticeable, and it seems to be almost a tactic. Is it something you specifically talk about? And if new guys come in to the team, is there instructions, or how does that play out?
Verbals? I have no idea what you're talking about.
We listen to the mic. If we listen to the ref mic, you might get a sense of it. Just the celebrations and the cheering if you win a penalty or a big tackle, or there's a knock on or a scrum penalty.
Nah, I think you must be listening to the wrong game. That's not us.
That's not you at all.
No,
okay,
that's not me. That's not me. It must be someone else. It must be someone else in the scrum hat, not me.
Okay, so we won't hear any of that on Saturday. Anyway.
Oh no, I'm quiet at the church mouse.
Very good, good man. What has impressed you most about Ireland over the last 12 months, I guess?
Well, I think they've grown. They've grown as a team. They're playing with a lot of conviction. They're a well organized team, and I think they're just another team in the Northern Hemisphere that has shown a lot of growth within the last 12 months, as a few teams have shown. So I think they have progressed well.
Thanks, Maro. Enjoy the game.
Thank you. All the best.
Thank you, Michael. Nick Mullins, please.
Thanks very much. Hi, Maro. Thanks for your time. There might be a very simple answer to this question, but the reason for the shirt number switch?
Beg your pardon?
You've swapped shirt numbers. then it might have absolutely no relevance whatsoever. But I thought I ought to check. You're 4 this weekend. You were 5 last week or 2 weeks ago.
I think that must just be. I normally play with 4, but I guess from time to time I play with 5. I think it's more of a administrative team manager kind of decision as opposed to mine. But 4 is a lovely number, so I'm happy with 4.
I don't think this is going to make any headlines, is it? That's for sure. Ireland's ruck speed is ridiculous. I think it's something like 2.79 seconds on average. How do you slow that down?
Good question. Well, as you said, they move the ball pretty quickly from the base, and they're a team that obviously plays with a lot of momentum. It's around the tackle area, isn't it? It's your work as a team that you do in the tackle area, and on the floor will ultimately determine the speed of ball you get at the breakdown. So I guess that's the challenge for us.
And I know Charlie yours was saying, look at the number of rucks I hit as an indication of how well I'm playing in a game. What are the numbers you like to look at when you come off as an indication of how well you've played?
Well, I tend to like the look of total engagements or total involvements throughout the game. I'm a player that I like to be involved in a lot of things, whether it's rucks, line-out scrums, carries, tackles, etc., etc. And I try and have throughout the whole 80-minute game, try and have as many as possible.
Great, thanks, Maro.
Thank you.
Thanks, and we will come to Nick Powell and then finish with Jeremy Langdon. Thank you.
Hi Maro. How strong would you say this Ireland team is relative to all those that you've played since your first game against them in 2016?
I think every Ireland team is strong. I think year on year they've been improving and getting better. And as I said earlier, I think they're progressing really well.
There's been a lot of talk around cohesion this week. Eddie Jones said the Ireland team was the most cohesive in the world. Your second row partner, Charlie Yours, said it would be impossible to match that cohesion given how many clubs you all come from in the England team. What are your thoughts on the cohesiveness of this particular England squad in comparison to all of those that you've played in?
Yeah, it's I don't know, I don't have the stats in front of me, but I assume there's this team doesn't have as many caps per se than previous teams. But that being said, we've done a lot of work throughout the weeks, throughout the Six Nations, to work on how tight we are as a group, how tight we are as a pack, and despite the amount of perhaps total caps we have as a team, I think we have made up with that gap with how close we are off the pitch and how much we've enjoyed each other's company.
Yeah, and finally, I just wanted to ask, you led 17-10 against Scotland after 65 minutes, 17-0 against Wales after 53, and only scored 1 try in the last half hour against Italy. Has there been any talk in the camp about trying to maintain a high level throughout a game? Anything about conditioning, or is it got nothing to do with fitness? It's just the way the games have gone.
I think it's the way the games have gone. I think of course as a team we want to sustain pressure throughout the game. We don't want to let teams back in. We want to sustain pressure and build upon that pressure. But I think that's part of the evolution of this team and how we need and what we need to do to move this team forward.
Cheers, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, and we'll finish with Jeremy. Thanks.
Yeah, hi Maro. James Ryan's been paying you some compliments before this game, calling you a serious operator. You've had some memorable confrontations with James before. How much are you looking forward to coming up against him again?
I always love playing Ireland. I love playing their talented team. They like to, they've probably one of the teams in the Northern Hemisphere that's had some of the best performances over the last five years or so against some big opposition. So, I enjoy playing them. I enjoy the challenge and everything that comes with it.
We could see Joe Launchbury coming off the bench again for the first time, in an England shirt for a couple of years. I mean, how's he been looking, and how's he dealt with his absence from the international stage?
No, Joe looks great. He looks in great condition. I think I think he's playing some of his best stuff certainly in training. So to have, Joe has some unique talents, and when he gets going, he's a very difficult man to stop. So as a teammate, I'm incredibly excited to have him back in the squad and see how he goes.
And just finally, how confident are you and the guys feeling after Wales?
No, I think we're in a great position. I think we're in a good spot, and our future will be brighter than our past.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.